What's up, Victor?
What's going on, Michael?
Welcome back to yet another episode of Beyond Conversation.
How are you, my guy?
I'm doing good. It's the end of the week. For those of you who don't know, we typically film at the end of the week. It's something to look forward to. So it's been almost a whole week since I've seen you.
The weather has been cold and very hot now. It's a little bit of everywhere.
Did you know that on Monday was the first day of spring?
No way, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but 2 days before was like a cool front.
Oh,
It was
I
cold.
know. Wait. Okay, so you're talking about the weekend, right?
Yeah,
Right after
the
the
weekend. No, before the weekend, it was like super cold, but Monday was the start of spring.
Yeah, on Saturday it was 50s.
Yeah, it was in the 50s.
I had to work outside and stuff. It was. Are we gonna do the jalapenos again?
No, you should have learned your lesson. by now.
No, that's funny. I want to. I want to.
Go if that's how you're gonna discipline yourself on monitoring your language
I feel like I have to.
for our viewers. Then
Yeah.
you do what you gotta do.
And it's funny, I think it's laughing at other people's pain within good context is funny,
yeah.
Not too much.
Was it a jalapeno or a serrano? Because it
No.
looked thin.
No, it wasn't a serrano.
It wasn't a serrano.
I would not have played with that. I wouldn't even suggest it. That hurts. That's too much. The jalapeno is just people make fun of people who get hot from jalapenos. So that's
Speaking of hot foods, so I love Thai food, and Thai food is known for like hot foods. And I had like there's a lot of good Thai restaurants in the area, but I went to an Asian restaurant because I love Asian food, and they have that chili sauce.
yeah.
And I put a bunch of garlic chili sauce.
Man.
It was so good and delicious, but when I have spicy food, it doesn't last long in my digestive system.
Yeah, I imagine.
So it was just like,
Yeah.
So when I have to be careful with spicy food.
I think I told you off camera that I've had diarrhea for 3 years already. So
Is that what the smell was when I walked into the
maybe I can't smell it anymore. No, for real. I have a problem with milk. And of course, like the spicy food by itself is its own problem. But
Right.
milk, I'm lactose intolerant, but I love milk.
What type of milk do you consume though now?
Ultra pasteurized, like ultra filtered. So it's only when I have to drink my son's milk that he uses for his bottle,
Mm-hmm.
and his isn't unfiltered.
How old is your son? Isn't he a baby?
He's
You're
2.
talking about breast milk? You
No,
steal his
no.
breast milk?
I wish. Yeah, I'd be drinking that all day.
God, that's so
Kathy's breast milk.
okay.
In case the context.
Well, I drink a lot of almond milk. I do feel like I have like dietary restrictions a little bit.
When you
'cause
drink milk,
I think so. I think I'm a little bit lactose intolerant. A little bit,
Okay.
not too, but because I love milk, I like cereals, I like all that. But
why have you suspected that you're?
because my body would feel different. It wasn't just the digestive; it was like the way that dairy would make
Oh,
me feel.
Yeah, you would feel
So
sluggish. And
yes,
stuff.
I would. I switched over to almond milk. So I had been drinking almond milk for almost 2 years, 2.5 years.
Yeah,
But then like there's all these things about almond milk, and I'm like,
Yeah.
ugh.
It's
So now
always,
I'm drinking oat milk.
oat milk is very good.
So I'm on that right now.
It's thicker, right? It's a thicker
It's
consistency.
a little bit thicker, yeah. But it's hard to eat with cereals. Like it took
Oh,
me a
yeah.
long time to
I-
get used to
I
eating
know.
cereals with almond milk, and now I'm to oat milk. But I don't really eat cereals that much anymore, and I just drink oat milk or milk with my coffee.
Have
so.
you tried ultra pasteurized, like the ultra filtered?
I'm right now. I'm in the market for a good milk.
Dude, try that. That's like a whole different thing.
I'm gonna
telling
try
you.
it. I need something
Which
because
is-
I drink a lot of shakes,
Yeah.
and so I need to.
Exactly.
I
So
need it for that.
I do the ultra pasteurized milk, 8 ounces, the other 8 ounces of water, and that's because it's 2% milk. So it's not even like whole milk. It's 2%. I don't do none of that whole stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
And it sits well. But anytime I use the regular unfiltered, 15 minutes I start bubbling,
Yeah.
and I have to go to the pooper. Crap, like every 2 hours I will
You do your business.
I'm trying to say backwards, okay?
Good.
I will take a you know what I mean?
Hey, speaking about milk, you know that goat milk is actually really good for you. It's good for your digestive system. People don't drink it regularly, but like for a good enhancer for like probiotics, they tell you to
Oh.
consume organic goat milk, and it helps with your digestive system.
Is that lactose? Like, is that the same? I don't know if lactose is relevant to one milk or how does it?
No, I don't know. I don't know too much about it. I just know that one of my really good friends drinks goat milk like once a month. because it helps with your digestive system and has a lot of
Straight
nutrients.
off the titty, not like straight off the
Well,
titty,
she
but
goes
like,
to like a farm,
oh,
and
okay, that's good.
she from like a farmer's market or like a
Yeah,
farm, and she buys the goat milk off it.
that's a
So
little bit more.
again, it's not always; it's just occasionally.
Yeah,
With as you
yeah.
get older, your digestive system
You
starts
know
working
what I've
differently.
been wanting to get into? Speaking of doing things not too often, but to get
Hmm.
yourself into a better shape or position.
Cold
Health.
exposure.
Yes. How do you know about that? Who told you? Where? How do you know about that?
Do you like? It's
No,
just
like.
I have
How
to
do you? How did you
incorporate
read
it.
that? I never. We didn't even talk about
I
this.
knew you were gonna say
How
that.
do you know about that? How do you know?
Honestly, it's the weirdest thing, but I don't want to get into it. But
You
I'm
would
a
be
little
down.
bit cold expo. I occasionally I've been doing a little bit of
You've
cold
done that,
exposure,
like in
a
the
little bit
water.
water, and I'm building myself up to do ice baths.
No way.
I'm actually like on the market to look for a container, like a barrel.
I want to do that in
Yeah,
Home Depot. They have
yeah.
those
Oh,
big buckets.
I went to Home Depot, and
It-
it's a whole journey. But we should talk about code exposure,
yeah,
because it's
its
a
own
very
thing. Yeah, yeah,
interesting topic
for sure.
about it helps with physical,
Yeah,
mental health, all that good stuff.
dopamine,
And
all that stuff. Yeah,
yes.
bro. If I get the thing, you would do it with me.
Oh, absolutely.
You would do it.
Yeah, dude. I even thought about like almost turning it into a business because I don't know about.
Explain to the people what is specifically cold exposure you're
Cold
talking about.
exposure is when it depends or different levels of it, but starting with like a cold shower
Mm-hmm.
because it helps reset your not reset your nervous system, but it helps just uh it helps you with your like physical body, but it's also intended to
How do you call the word
help
when
you
you're like?
realize like when you're comfortable, like when you're in your comfort zone, it
Yeah,
also like helps you step out of it. So
yeah,
when you are in an uncomfortable situation where it creates anxiety, you have like that
yeah.
coping mechanism of like, oh, like when you were in the
You've
shower,
been
it just takes a
stressed.
while
Yeah,
to just calm back down.
for
So
sure.
there's so many pros
What's
to
that
it.
word when you do something to? I think we talked about this before, but when you do something and you're doing to stimulate.
Hmm.
So the cold exposure stimulates you,
Right.
and that gets you out of that comfort zone.
Yes.
It your body is basically fighting to stay alive because it's not used to that external kind of pressure, that stress. So it's in a stressful environment. It starts releasing all these chemicals, natural chemicals,
Yeah.
on top of that to help cope with that. But the thing is, those lasting effects of those chemicals are very long.
Yeah.
Very, very, very
It
healthy for you.
releases
I know for
some
sure it's
type of
dopamine.
well, like little triggers of dopamine, right? But then, right, it's endorphins. It's almost like after doing it for a while, your body just like craves it because of that relief right after.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, it's cold, but
Yeah.
then your body's like, it just feels
Yeah.
good, and you're
So
like,
you take cold showers?
I do take cold showers. I was
took
trying to
one
do a
this morning.
30-day cold shower challenge when I go
Only?
to the gym. In the morning, yeah, in the morning, like before I go to the gym, it wakes me up.
Yeah.
But it also just like stimulates my body. And there's people, women in particular in the beauty industry,
Oh yeah.
there's this thing that they've done forever where they like wash their face in
Yeah.
a bowl of cold
with the ice.
ice thing. So I did want to go into that,
But that was specifically for inflammation, so that they don't get that puffy look in the morning.
that and wrinkles and
Yeah.
all, there's so much benefits.
That's
to
what the cold shower
exposure.
does too. It
Yes.
helps with inflammation.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
why, because when you work out a lot and
Michael,
you're feeling sore,
I just did that today. Like
That's-
this morning, the first time I'm like, I need to start doing it. I started my regular shower, did the thing, and then the rest, like a minute or two, I turn on the cold water and I'm like, whoo,
right. It's really, we should like think that would be so good to like document or just to
Yes.
discuss like our next time, because
I'm down to document
because it would be good to show people what it is, because lots of like fitness people, gymnastic people, all that, because your body's so sore from the inflammation,
Yeah.
they it's been around forever. It just
Oh,
hasn't
yeah.
been like publicized as much it is now.
And it's
because
not,
of-
I would say, generally accepted as something where it's beneficial or widely known. A lot of people say, no, that's crazy. You're going to get a heart attack.
Right,
Or
or
you're
you're
going to
gonna-
stress your brain out. Or te dar como se dice, un calambre, un infarto, right? Or
Yeah.
like stuff like that. But, man, that's so crazy how we're on that same page. Because that's the Lord saying that we need to do it. We need to do the cold plunge. Like ice, Michael.
Yeah.
I'm talking ice. I'm down.
yeah, like I said, I've gradually been getting into it, and as I'm going through this new journey of like taking care of myself, I'm seeking more ways to enhance that organically and
Yeah.
naturally. And what better way to do that through cold exposure?
Yes. How about fasting? Do you do that?
I do fast. I tried to fast. Sometimes it's like automatic, but it just depends. If I'm like craving a breakfast, then I'll eat breakfast. But I normally fast.
That's good.
I don't
That's
start eating like until noon,
Yeah.
1.
What else? Like a good managed portion of your meals, right?
Yeah.
And sun. Did you get a good amount of sun?
I've been doing sun a little bit more now.
You
Yeah.
need to.
Oh, speaking of sun,
Yeah.
the time change.
Oh, okay.
So when I would sometimes go run. I would do my workout in the morning and then I would do cardio in the evenings.
Mhm.
But by the time you get out of work, 5 or 6, it was dark.
Oh, I
And so you couldn't get sun when you would go
Sun.
run. But now that the time changed,
You could take advantage
you
of that
could
longer day.
go at 5, 6,
Yeah.
and it's not as hot, scorching hot, but it's like you get enough sun where I'm getting my vitamin D. So,
Yeah.
yes.
Not to mention that the amount of time the sun's out during the day throughout the year is the same. It's not the same. It's always different. You know that, right? There's longer days of the year and there's shorter days of the year. And when I'm talking about days, I'm talking about sunlight exposure,
Mhm.
like light exposure to the day. So we are going into summer. The I guess the longer part of the Earth's orbit around the sun, we get longer hours of sunlight as opposed to the winter, which is why it gets into the winter phase because we're not getting as much sunlight during winter.
Mhm.
So sunlight, now we have a longer day. We can take advantage of the sun more.
But does that have anything to do with like the actual, what do you call it? I don't know if it's solar system, but is it just because we as a society do the time change
No,
different?
That's the actual Earth's orbit is
Or-
allowing us to have a longer amount of sun in our day.
That's why the daylight savings comes into play or not?
That
Because
that is, I don't know exactly why.
okay, 'cause I thought maybe it had to do something scientifically,
No.
like the reason they do it.
Yeah.
But if it's well, then why would they do it? Because right now it's in like as a like they're trying to get a bill passed
To get it away.
get rid of
There's
it.
a lot of countries that don't have it, and I agree with them because it's not good. But with the sun changing, we actually do get a lot more hours. That's why there's spring, the summer, all that. There's plants are more active because they are actively receiving more sun during the day. They're getting a lot more sun than as opposed to winter.
Dude, I love the sun. Like I love the sun. I
That's
like getting.
that's a whole topic. I would love to talk about that. Really, really, I know, right? Really,
No, we have so many great stuff to talk about. That's why we can go on about each one of those
for hours, for hours.
for hours.